researcher.
And I'm Judy, the athlete, and we're here to help you better your best. There's a phrase that you use quite often, and I always think of it. It says, change your glasses. And when I think of that, I know you're always talking to me about perspective.
That's exactly right. I see you have yours adjusted today. And it is perspective and perception, both are really important. And I don't know that we address them a lot of the time, but perspective would be what you think, and then perception is how you feel. And the two of them, they work sometimes together, but sometimes not. And sometimes we'd like to change, let's say, how you feel. So we can use our perspective to change how we feel. An easy example for me with golf is when people have a chip from right off the green, and so they're going to use their chipping club, and the club is designed to kind of pick the ball up and go over the heavy grass and then roll right in the hole like a putt. And so I often ask, well, do you think of that as your philosophy or perspective to make it a long putt or to make it a very small pitch? And most of the time, I'd say people are inclined to make it a small pitch. But that's very confining in terms of, and perfectionistic in terms of what you want to do. And if you simply make it a long putt, it frees it up and the club does the work for you. And from there, it's a putt. And most people have more confidence that way. And it's so much easier. And I would guess in archery.
So it's a long putt with a different club.
Correct. That's exactly right. Yeah. And I would guess in archery, you have some things like that as well.
Yeah, we probably have lots of them. The one that comes to mind is when you get to full draw and anchored, letting go for people is so hard just in general of anything. Mm-hmm. But in archery, we always say, if you don't let go, you're really not an archer until you let go.
That's right.
But I can think about it as letting go. And a lot of people struggle with that they try to make it too careful and I got to move 3 fingers and how do I move them in order? Or I can think about it, refuse to hold.
Oh, refuse to hold, how do you do that?
Well, refuse to hold is interesting. It's giving that up. And the best way I teach it to people is that you just move forward to the next step. So if I move forward to the finish, all of that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be very free and it's going to be very dynamic. And we've just moved forward to the finish.
That's an excellent example because in terms of perspective, what I think works best with our system, the way it's kind of put together is that refuse to hold is you're moving forward. So it's something in front of you that you're doing instead of a hold back cue. And the other piece, if we could avoid, would be the need to control, like you're saying. A very small motion oftentimes can be very hard to control versus something that's free and moving. So those are 2 great examples of both of those. And I think, if you pay attention maybe more to your perspective and then how it changes feel, etc., you'll be more successful.
Change your glasses, free up your motion.